Hi students, good morning everybody. I hope all of you are staying at home to stay safe. So generally in this pandemic situation it is better not to go outside. So okay, be cautious. So now let us move on to our topic. Today's topic is Sage-Jobs rule. So this rule governs the elimination reactions. That means how the elimination reactions takes place is governed by this Sage-Jobs rule. So now let us consider an elimination reaction, that is a base catalyzed dehydrohalogenation. Let us consider, in order to understand this Sage-Jobs rule, let us consider an example, the base catalyzed dehydrohalogenation of alkyl halides. So here let us consider an alkyl halide. This is an alkyl halide. This alkyl halide, upon treatment with alcoholic KOH, it will produces two types of products. This is one product and this is another product. So in between these two products we have to check which one is major product. We have to check which one is the major product. So the major product can be given by Sage-Jobs rule. Okay. So now let us check the mechanism. So here the base KOH ionizes to form K plus and OH minus. So this OH minus, this nucleophile can abstract a proton. So here dehydrohalogenation means elimination of hydrogen and halogen. So the hydrogen can be eliminated from this carbon or this carbon. Okay, so this is called beta elimination. Beta elimination means elimination takes place from adjacent carbon atoms. So here the halogen is attached to this carbon. Here there are two adjacent carbons. These two carbons possess hydrogen atom. So that's why the hydrogen can be eliminated from this carbon or from this carbon. Suppose if hydrogen is eliminated from this carbon, so we get the product like this. If hydrogen is eliminated from this carbon, we get the product like this. Okay. So suppose let us consider this hydrogen. This hydrogen is eliminated. So take this molecule CH3, CH, Br, CH, CH3 and this hydrogen is there. So whenever a base is added, this OH minus ion abstract this proton by leaving this bond pair towards this direction. So whenever a bond is formed here, this Br minus will leave out. So then we get CH3, CH, double bond CH, single bond CH3. Suppose if the case is reverse, that means if the hydrogen is abstracted from this carbon, CH, CH2, CH3, here it is Br. Suppose this is hydrogen. If this hydrogen is abstracted in presence of base OH minus like this, then this bond will polarize towards this sigma bond and Br minus will be leave out. So then we get CH2, double bond CH, CH2, CH3. So this is called but2ene and this is but1ene. So in between these two, which one is major product? We have to predict which is major product. So the highly stabilized product will be the major product. So in between these two, which one is the highly stabilized product? The reaction is always proceeds through the formation of a stable product. Okay, so here in between these two, which one is the most stable product? So let us check by taking hyperconjugation. So this is one of the electronic effects. So the hyperconjugation means here the double bonded carbon is attached to alkyl group having 3 hydrogen atoms. So that's why it involves in 3 hyperconjugative structures. It can form 3 hyperconjugative structures from this alkyl group. Again, this double bonded carbon is also attached with alkyl group having 3 hydrogen atoms. So here 3 more hyperconjugative structures will be there. So that's why it possesses 6 hyperconjugative structures. Okay, so the double bonded carbon is attached to alkyl group having hydrogen atoms. So that's why it involves in hyperconjugative effect. So here the double bonded carbon is attached to alkyl group having 2 hydrogens only, this one. This double bonded carbon is attached to alkyl group having this carbon having only 2 hydrogens. So that's why it possesses only 2 hyperconjugative structures. This molecule will exhibit 6 hyperconjugative structures. So greater the number of hyperconjugative structures, greater will be the stability of the molecule. Okay, so by hyperconjugation, this molecule will possess maximum number of hyperconjugative structures. That's why this will be the major product and this will be the minor product. Okay, so that's why this is major, but2ene is major and but1 is minor product. So in this way we can predict by hyperconjugation the stable compound. So this is the major product. So now the Sedgwick rule states that a highly substituted alkene is the major product. So we can say the definition of Sedgwick rule, the highly substituted alkene is the major product. So here this is the alkene, that means double bonded carbons. So here there are 2 substitutions are there, like this. We can write this alkene like this, CH3 and this one. So this one C, 2 hydrogens are there, double bond C, 1 hydrogen and 1 ethyl group is there, C2H5. This is ethyl group. So here this alkene is having 2 substitutions. Here it consists of only 1 substitution. So this is having highly substituted. This is highly substituted alkene. This is less substituted alkene. So this Sedgwick rule states that the highly substituted alkene is the major product. So by abstraction of this hydrogen, this is proton. By the abstraction of this proton, we get highly substituted alkene. That's why this is the major product. By the abstraction of this proton, we get less substituted product. So this is the minor product. Okay, so in this way also we can predict the major product, or we can predict by using hyperconjugation. Greater the number of hyperconjugative structures, then greater will be the stability of the molecule. Okay, so that's why this is the major product. So in this way we can predict the eliminated product. Okay, and remember one point, so these elimination reactions takes place in presence of alcoholic KOH. Suppose if you take aqueous KOH, then what happens? So if the same reaction is carried out in presence of aqueous KOH, suppose if you take this one, here bromine is there. If the same reaction is taken in aqueous KOH, what happens? So in presence of alcoholic KOH, the reaction proceeds through elimination. That is, this is elimination reaction. But in this situation, if we use aqueous KOH, it takes place the substitution. Okay, this will substitution reaction. So in presence of aqueous KOH, it takes through substitution. In presence of alcoholic KOH, it undergoes elimination reaction. In presence of aqueous KOH, it undergoes substitution reaction. Okay, so guess the product here. So what is the product? So please comment me on comment box. So here it is the question of the day. What is the product of this reaction? By using aqueous KOH, what is the product? Please comment me on comment box. Okay, thank you. Like the session, share the session and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Please comment me the answer in comment box.